Hello and welcome back to my channel. So one of the things I like about living in Paris is that there is no shortage of interesting museum exhibitions to visit. So today I am taking you to the Petit Palais, where they have an exhibition on the Paris-based artist named André Devambez. And after that, we'll be going for a little shopping on Champs-Elysees. Stay tuned. So in front of me is the Grand Palais, the big palace. It is kind of sponsored by Chanel. That's where they have some of their fashion shows and some of the other fashion houses too, I think. And this one is the Petit Palais, the small palace. So these two are where Paris exhibits some of their kind of museum showings and or showing So I love this staircase because it really feels like walking up a red carpet. So if you have watched the movie The Devil Wears Prada, you would probably have noticed that they were right here at the end of the movie when they were visiting Paris for the fashion week, and Anne Hathaway finally walked away from her horrible boss. So this is the main entrance hallway of the Petit Palais. It's like covered in marble, like every inch of it. Here, I finally found the entrance to the exhibition. So this artist is relatively little known to the public. I don't know why, because his work is very unique and you can't really reduce his style to any one genre. What I like about his work is that they are very cartoon-like almost, even though some of his topics are pretty serious. Because the artist lived through the two world wars, some of his topics do have to do with the wars, but sometimes they're from a different kind of vantage point. For example, you'll see later that many of his work feature kind of automotive, kind of like cars and ships and airplanes.
Côté couloir se succèdent les camions automobiles, esquissés à Monaco puis à l'île de la Grande-Jatte. Les automobiles ont le déjeuner sur l'herbe, une sorte de variation moderne d'un sujet classique avec panier de pique-nique et appareil photographique sur trépied. On voit la nacelle dirigeable,
The artist was particularly passionate about aviation, and his work really documented a lot of the development in the aerospace field. They are always in a super cute manner. This painting was called The Only Bird That Flies Above the Clouds. He was also very interested in observations, like in this artwork right here. He is observing the facial reactions and expressions of the audience in the Montmartre theater. And people used to be a lot more emotionally engaged in theater works. Like, they were very harsh critics, and they would actually throw stuff on the stage if they were not happy with a piece of performance. As explained here, after the artist's stay in Italy, he came back, started to do illustration works, first for the novelist Émile Zola, but also for many magazines at the time, and he began exhibiting talents for kind of cartoon-like illustrations with very colorful characters, and many of them are taken from a high vantage point, just like in his work with the airplanes. Here, this one is my favorite. It's sort of like the Grand Prix of Monaco of the times. I like how cartoon-like the emissions from the cars are, like the big clouds, and the animals from the side kind of jumping at it. And this one is the artist's rendition of the July 14th national holiday in France. His work also evolved into more serious topics like kind of public demonstrations, civil issues. And here are some of the merchandise that he sold at the time, including plates and invitation cards and menu templates, I think. I mean, these would be kind of great artwork for events, right? For weddings or whatnot. You kind of write the menu in the middle. So André Devambez was a regular contributor to both comedy magazines and the more serious media outlets, where his work frequently featured more serious issues like environmental catastrophe, class struggles, and the pandemic. So amongst the artist's many formats are these very tiny little kind of artworks, and they are kind of depicting different life, like kind of life themes, sceneries from everyday life, and some of them I can't really tell what they're doing, but it's clear that the artist has something in mind. And here is the grand finale of his work depicting the Paris Expo. And they closed out the exhibition with this mural of cute cartoon drawings. And here they are telling us to pick up a pencil and go color them. How cute. Here, the wheels should be pink. I think the world is better with pink wheels, no? And I just want to show you this beautiful staircase. It's one of the kind of iconic corners of the Petit Palais. It's absolutely stunning. It's a great picture spot. And don't miss the permanent collection of the Petit Palais. There is one more thing I want to show you in this museum or palace. It's the Café. Of course, we cannot miss the cafe. It's a very important part of visiting a museum. So the cafe is located in the middle of the sort of the garden space. The menu is not kind of extraordinary. It's a pretty basic one with some basic coffees and soft drinks and some kind of small like lunch menus. They are not like anything fancy, but the selling point of this cafe is the seating space in the garden. You can sit in this magnificent garden and just admire the architecture, and if the weather is nice, look at the blue sky. Alright, I promised I'd take you shopping. So here we are at the Galeries Lafayette on Champs-Elysees. It is different from the one at Boulevard Haussmann, which is the main one. So this one is sort of a newer one. They opened it a couple of years ago. It's meant to kind of target a younger consumers with brands a lot lesser known and a little bit more kind of main street. Like this brand, the Curated, they are known for coming up with pretty classic designs for their handbags and also the winter coats. I have one of their cashmere coats and they are great. So it is winter sale season, so I just want to see if there are any good deals. And I think it's a great place to discover new brands. Like, for example, I've never heard of this brand, Stine Goya, but apparently it was established in 2006 by a Danish designer. And I like their pattern, their bold designs, their kind of joyful, colorful palettes. Well, these are not colorful, but if you go on their website, they have a ton of colorful kind of designs, and I just like kind of their aesthetic. This is the same coat as the one I have in camel, and it's a very good alternative to the more expensive cashmere brands. And this is a great place to shop for shoes. Like if you just want a certain designer shoe like Chanel, but you don't want to kind of line up to go inside a boutique, then do come to one of these like department stores, and they often have the kind of classic styles in stock, and they would often have them in your size, believe it or not. Well, none of these bags are on sale, but that's okay. I'm content with just looking. So Maison Michel is the hat maker of Chanel. I kind of touched upon them in my video on le 19M, Chanel's métier d'art space. I should really go into their store one day and just do a video on them because I really admire their designs, and you can often get their hats for a fraction of the price of Chanel's hats, and sometimes, like now, they go on sale as well. So I don't usually like the crowded streets of Champs-Elysees, but this is one of my favorite places. For some reason, somebody came up with the idea of combining L'Occitane, the skincare brand, with Pyramide, the macaron and cake shop. It's kind of a crazy concept, but I think it works for some reason. Now we're at Massimo Dutti, and I just love this jacket right here. It's so Chanel-like at 149 euros, almost a steal. I think all these brands are trying to come up with designs that look very Chanel-like, and I think their strategies are working. And I think this sweater here just looks so French chic. The mariner kind of stripe pattern, and it's just the black and white. Oh, so chic. Alright, we'll end this video here with a bit of Paris gray sky. It looks kind of stormy and dramatic, but that's Paris. And hopefully you have enjoyed the video, and if you like my contents, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll mean a lot to me, and I'll be back for more. Thank you.